He does. I'm not surprised. I'm going to run and use the restroom real quick. As you're finding your seats, we're going to recommend that you sit over this side so that you will be able to see when it's paneled. Okay. So the middle section and this section are going to be your best bets this evening for being able to see. Please, I'm upset I have to be up here.
new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru Adonai Kol Haaretz. Shiru Adonai Shir Hadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru Adonai Kol Haaretz. Shiru Adonai Shir Hadash.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Congregation Micah. I'm joined this evening not by Cantor Josh Goldberg, as
Sorry,
you can probably
Hava.
tell, but by Rabbi Lori Rice, and we've got Jerry Kimbrough and Ann Stern, and they join me in welcoming you, whether you are here in person or virtually, to our community Congregation Micah that is, as always, an inclusive and innovative synagogue where we explore and celebrate Jewish life, committed to building community and helping heal the whole world. So, Congregation Micah, it's a place where we congregate, where we come together for spiritual gatherings, including prayer services like this, and holiday celebrations. We know Hanukkah is coming. This is our sort of Shabbat of Thanksgiving. And Micah is a family of families. Community is central to Jewish identity, and our traditions emphasize the importance of shared experiences like holiday meals or communal acts of social justice. Our food drive continues. Or studying together, learning from one another. These reinforce our sense of belonging to the community where we congregate. And if family is a core part of Jewish culture, then we know it's important to us that we focus on passing down our values through the generations. So we celebrate this evening on this, what we've quietly been calling internally, College Shabbat. Some of our young community members, we are going to learn firsthand from college students who grew up at Micah what it is like to be Jewish on a college campus today. We don't hear good things, but we would like to see if the statistics are similar to the anecdotes. So these empty chairs that are on the pulpit, right, they will be filled by Andrew Biller and Rachel Ali Dubin and Macy Gervich and Gabe Light and Cam and Rachel Lynn, and we are celebrating them, so they're going to stand up just for a second right now. Clap in advance for them. Your mere presence here makes us happy. You can sit. And that joy should be contagious for us. We like to share the joyous things. It helps us warm our Shabbat up, and so we're going to do that now.
Well, no. We're going to do some celebrations first. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Tee it up.
watch this. Raise your hand if you ran a marathon this month, like the Monkey Marathon. Yeah, we got two in the house. You can clap for them. I would like to give you an arc opening. Don't feel the pressure.
Can he walk up the stairs yet?
Yeah.
Cannot.
We got family. We got happy things that we're celebrating. Does anyone have anything specific that they want to share? You have something you want to share? I'll come to you. Should I be afraid? All right, excuse me a little bit. I'm handing it.
My mom does play Legos with me.
Oh.
She did? Everyone go, aww.
That's nice.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. That's making me happy already, especially if it makes you happy. I got something in the back. Jay, I'm coming to you.
It's my brother's 70th birthday today.
70 is a good number. All right, Elders of Israel. I like it. Happy birthday to him. Somebody else got something. Okay, I'm coming over there, Mitch. I'm playing tennis. It's like when I'm doing back and forth. Hold on a second.
My parents recently celebrated their 60th anniversary.
In fact, last Shabbat with us here at Micah.
Yeah, they told us.
So exciting.
We're double celebrating. It's you guys want an ark opening? You got take an ark opening.
You can help Michael up.
I'm noticing. Okay, I got one. Somebody else have something really happy. Is it ever been anyone's dream to light Shabbat candles on the internet? Will someone light Shabbat candles on the internet? This service is not going to get going. All right, the builders are coming. We got Gerviches coming.
Okay.
All right.
Kelly and Tara
It's
are
time.
representing.
Come on forth.
No, you're coming forward.
Ya da 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 ya da 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 Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav Vitzivanu lehadlik ner Vitzivanu lehadlik ner Vitzivanu lehadlik ner Shel Shabbat Yaira da 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 ya da 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 da da.
We will welcome the Sabbath angels with the words of Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boechem leShalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech, Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seitchem leShalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei
We ask those who do not find it difficult to please rise for the words of Hatzi Kaddish.
Yikadal v'yikadash shemei Rabba Be'alma divrach yirtei ve'amlich malchutei B'chayechon v'yom echon Uv'chayedechon Beit Yisrael B'gala u'bizman kariv V'yimeru Amen Yehei shmei Rabba mevorach Le'olam olam me'almaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitroma v'yitnaseh V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei dekudesham b'richu Le'elam min kol birkata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata Dami yiram be'alma Amen. Yai da 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 Yai da 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 Yai da 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 Yai da 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 Yai da 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 Yai da 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 Yai da 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 Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Please take your seats. So last week's Torah portion is called in Hebrew Toldot. It means generations, but it really is better translated as offspring. And its title refers to this lineage and history of Isaac and Rebekah's offspring, their descendants. That's us. So does anyone remember that show, This Is Us? It's a great title.
Great
title. It, like last week's Torah portion, the title, Offspring, it uses the title to sort of signify like a genealogy, like a line of descent. It's the story of what happens to like a person or a family or a people over a period of time, over generations. So, as I said at the start of our service this evening, Micah is this family of families. So we have a narrative, right? We have a story that we're still living and we're telling all the time. And Micah has Toldot. We have offspring, right? And we're going to hear from some of those offspring in a little while. Maybe something, I don't know, funny or more likely awkward or dramatic happened at your Thanksgiving meal this year or in years past. And then that story is retold sort of midrashically by your family from different angles for generations. So it becomes part of your family lore. Last week's Torah portion, Toldot, the book of Genesis, helps explain the origins of this nation of Israel, right? It's our lore. And as the inheritors of this great tradition, it asks us, what have you produced? What have you generated, Genesis, in your life? So those of us with children, immediately with pride, we point to them. But beyond lineage, it can also Judaically be interpreted more broadly to mean, what are your deeds? What are your achievements? What's the legacy that a person like you can create and leave behind? And then we get to this week's Torah portion, and it's called in Hebrew, Vayetze. It means, and he left, he went out. So we raise our children, our youth to adulthood. All along, we attempt to steep them the best we can in these values that we have, and then they leave us. And they go off on their own adventures. And what was once part of our very bodies now drives or flies to faraway places, thinking and doing things all for themselves. And then they come home on holidays like this one. And we are reminded of those values of community, of unity. We relish in families being together, which also reminds us of the notion that we are all connected, that we are all one big narrative, that we in fact are one. And we've got a prayer for that.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Ha'aretz Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha ubechol nafshecha ubechol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'beitecha ulektecha b'derech ushokbecha ukumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot beineinecha uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim lelohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim V'hiot lachem Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem.
So this is the point in the service over these last few years where we have paused and thanked God for freedom, but before we did that, we have prayed to God for the release of hostages, for the safety of Israelis. And it seems an appropriate place to let folks know that recently Team Reform, along with some allies from the conservative movement and the progressive Zionists, like Hatikva and Labor and Meretz and Yesh Atid, even some liberal Orthodox Jews, won. And we won big at the World Zionist Congress. Does anyone remember when we stood up here and asked you to register to vote, and that we would send delegates to this eclectic gathering of Jews from the four corners of the earth? Well, it took place last month. Inside the halls, I read that there were arguments draped in flags, songs sung in accents from Buenos Aires to Boston, Belarus to Beersheba. And delegates held like laptops in one hand and distant memories in the other. Some held onto these romanticized visions of what institutional Zionism could and should be, and they all were asking the same question that the Israelites did as they stood on the other side of the Sea of Reeds. What kind of people do we want to be? Because Israel is not just this place on the map, and it's not just this thing we see in the news. It's an ongoing idea, and it belongs to all of us. So the Congress is where this Zionism and these Zionists wrestle between the past that built us and the future that beckons us. And we, as Reformed Jews, came to the table, and we carried our own baggage, our own worldview, and the conviction that Judaism is supposed to be pluralistic, and that the promise of Zion is incomplete until every voice is heard. And our Reform Movement delegation represented many corners of the Jewish world, and they brought to Jerusalem a passion and a pride and a purpose. Rabbis and cantors and educators and activists and students and seasoned lay leaders, and they all came with this shared vision, a Zionism rooted in pluralism, democracy, and a belief that the state of Israel should reflect the full diversity of the Jewish people, including and especially the women, who are going to help us now sing the song of freedom.
Adonai, night long.
We continue with the words of our prayer for protection. Hashkiveni.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom, L'Shalom. Hamidenu Malkeinu L'Chaim. Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha, Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Amen.
We once again ask that those who do not find it difficult, please rise for tefillah, our central prayer.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'Mevi Geulah Livnei B'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham, Bezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol atah Rab L'Hoshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chayim B'Chesed, Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Berofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Bal Gevurot, Umidomelach, Melech Meimit, Umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lahachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalalucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
Please take these next few moments for your own silent prayer, and you're welcome to find your seat when you're ready. So it's pretty common here in these beautiful United States that when we see someone we know, we wave hello, we say hi, sometimes we just fist bump, sometimes it's just a thumbs up. But in Israel, when you meet someone that you know, the common greeting is ma shlomech or ma shlomcha. And you might hear the root of shalom in that word. Essentially what we're doing is we're saying, how is your peace today? And imagine, I like to say, if that's how we greeted each other. If each day, when we saw someone we knew, acquaintance, loved one, friend, we said, how's your peace? Might be a whole different world. So one of the commandments we are very familiar with, ve'ahavta l'recha kamocha, love your neighbors yourself. This piece asks, what if we loved like that all the time?
Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, l'reacha kamocha, kamocha. Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, l'reacha kamocha. How would the world look? How might our days be lighter? How could the heart feel? How might the lands get wider if we loved like that? Really loved like that. Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, l'reacha kamocha, kamocha. Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, l'reacha kamocha, kamocha. How would the world look?
So recently, I became a little curious if Jewish life on college campuses was still defined by the ongoing challenges and reactions to the October 7th, 2023 Hamas attack on Israel and then the subsequent war in Gaza. Because statistically, reports of anti-Semitism have skyrocketed, claiming 83% of students have experienced or witnessed anti-Semitism firsthand since October 7th. And university responses to anti-Semitism no doubt vary, but there remains at least a perceived lack of institutional support for our Jewish students. And many Jewish students continue to report not really having the confidence in their university's ability to prevent anti-Semitic incidents. Some students have felt the need to hide their Jewish identities. The resulting trends do include a Jewish revival of sorts. Now, some of it's because Jews have self-segregated, at least that's what we're reading, but others say that this has caused a sort of resurgence in engagement in Jewish life in response to this feeling of being isolated or targeted. And we know there are Jewish campus organizations, Hillel International and Chabad houses, and they provide comfort and community and support, and they are now reporting increased attendance. Some Jewish students have described feeling alienated from non-Jewish friends, from the broader community campus. Some say relationships have been strained due to differing views and political polarization. And this campus climate seems to be influencing prospective students' decisions. Reports in 2025 suggest a trend of high-achieving Jewish high school students, wait for it, redshirting. Choosing colleges in places like the South as opposed to the Northeast, where it's perceived to be more safe. So, I was curious, is Jewish life on campuses in 2025 marked by this tension only between a challenge and often hostile environment and a renewed sort of strengthened commitment to Jewish identity and community? So I thought, let's ask the experts. Let's go behind the statistics and see if we might find some anecdotes that will teach us a little bit about how our offspring, how our Micah students are making their way in the college world. Something fascinating has been happening on Sunday mornings, and that is, for the first time ever in Micah's history, there's a third generation in the room. There are grandparents with parents and grandkids whose grandparents founded the place or came here, and there's not a lot of them, but we're not a multi-hundred-year-old congregation. We're still only 3 decades plus old, and so it's been a fabulous thing. And so we're going to see what some of our kids think. Gabe Light and Cam Lynn and Rachel Ali Dubin and Andrew Biller and Macy Gervish, they're all coming forward right now. Here we go. Come on up here. Clap in advance. It'll give them confidence. Come sit. Okay. I gave them the questions in advance at 5:55. We're going to make sure sound is working. And the first thing everybody's going to do, I'm going to try and stand out of the way so you can see these beautiful people. This is America. If you don't like your seat, you can move. If you want to see better, no one's going to judge you. Okay, so everyone is going to say their name and what year, what school they go to. And I would love to know, just to start, if being Jewish played a role in what school you chose. And then also I'd love to know, like, if you participate in Jewish life formally or informally on campus. Okay, Andrew's going to start. Go.
My name is Andrew Biller. I attend the Savannah College of Art and Design. And it was definitely important to me when I was looking for colleges, but it's definitely more important to me now, having experienced college, to have chosen a university, or for my case, to have transferred to a different location where there was more Jewish life, whether within my college or outside of it.
Wait, what year are you?
Oh, I'm a junior.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Gracie Gorpich, and I'm a senior at Ohio State. Go Bucks! I-O.
That felt rehearsed.
I wouldn't say that Judaism was a determining factor, but it was important in my search. But I was definitely open to what possibilities were possible when I was a senior. It's been really nice to have a Jewish community on campus. I was very formally involved through my junior year, and now I would say I'm a little more informally involved, and it's been nice to have when I need the community for sure.
Hi, I'm Cam. I am a junior at the University of Missouri in Columbia. Judaism wasn't really part of my selection for college, and during freshman year I was more interactive with the different Jewish groups on campus, but in my own personal life I still practice Judaism regularly.
I am Rachel Lynn. I'm Cam's twin. I also go to the University of Missouri, MIZ. Thank you. I'm also a junior. Jewish life was not necessarily a consideration I was taking. It was definitely more like vocation, financial, all that fun stuff. But I've been involved in both Hillel and Chabad activities on campus, more so in like my freshman year. But I still participate off and on when I have time and I'm not being crushed by classes.
I'm Rachel Dubin. I am a freshman at the University of Evansville, and I would say Judaism wasn't a huge part of my selection. Of course, it was a major, but there's 3 of us out of 2,000 people, so yeah.
Hi, I'm Gabe. I'm a senior at Wake Forest. Judaism was not really a part of my college search, but it just happens that a lot of my friends at Wake are Jewish. So we've been going to Chabad and Hillel together, so that's been good.
All right. Thank you. Great start. I'm going to get right into it. I'm sort of curious if anyone's had any experiences where they felt frightened at school, and why or why not. We don't have to go in order. Not everybody has to answer. Does anybody want to go? Andrew's going.
For the juniors here, we were freshmen during October 7th, and on my campus, thankfully, I've had a lot of support from the admins at SCAD, but the under faculty and the student body have been not so great about respecting learning and respecting understanding what's going on rather than immediately deciding on their opinions. And I thankfully never experienced any physical violence, but verbal and emotional violence was rampant during my freshman year all over campus.
Thank you.
I can go. I would never say I felt unsafe on campus. Definitely frustrated at times and uncomfortable, but I think my Ohio State shocked me in how strong the response was. And I'm someone who my feelings are very complex, and that's something that I have worked through over the last few years. So I would say my feelings of frustration and discomfort at times have come from kind of within the Jewish community and not in the Jewish community, which has been kind of interesting. And I don't know if other people have experienced that, but I definitely have.
I haven't really gotten any, I haven't experienced any macro aggressions, I guess would be a way to put it based on my Judaism. Of course, within classes, especially in lower level religious studies classes, I will experience pushback for not being a part of general Christian hegemony, but for the most part, I haven't experienced any physical, verbal, or emotional attacks that you wouldn't already expect.
Anybody else want to answer?
I'd say the Wake Forest population has been very supportive of the Jewish community. I haven't seen any type of anti-Semitism. I don't think any of my friends have either. So.
Were there protests on your campus?
There actually briefly was, I think, in the spring semester, maybe, of my sophomore year. I think that makes sense. But they were shut down within like 2 or 3 days by the school.
Okay, Macy, we're coming back to you. Keep articulating about what you meant.
Ohio State had a very strong response, both within the Jewish community and out of the Jewish community. There were a lot of protests. My dad and I actually watched one at the end of sophomore year when I was moving out of the dorms when all those encampments were going on. And so the response across campus was really strong, and our school's SJP had a big following across the university and across the country. But I would say the response from Hillel and Chabad were equally as strong. And there was a lot of counter-protesting, and there definitely were some anti-Semitic incidents, but I think to a degree, it got, I'm trying to work what I want to say. There was a lot of people who had a lot of frustration, which I totally understand, but every little thing, it felt, at least to me, was something that was reported to the university and got turned into something that it didn't necessarily need to be. And so I think for someone who has had a lot of conversations with my family and with Jewish staff about kind of my complex feelings about everything going on, it felt a little isolating for both my friends and peers within the Jewish community and without. We also had, most recently, our student government elections. There was a Jewish candidate running for president, and there was a candidate who was from SJP running against each other, and it got turned into this political thing that student government shouldn't be, and there had to be like a university investigation, and they had to redo the whole election, and there was people's names being slandered, and just a lot of strong responses that I personally felt a little isolated by in all of my different worlds. But I also think my different involvements, both within the Jewish community and across the university, put me in a pretty unique spot. And so I think more than feeling unsafe, which I will say I have some peers who did feel that way, but I definitely just felt more frustrated and uncomfortable overall by the response of pretty much everyone in my world.
Thank you. Does anybody else want to shout out some question? Okay, no, I'm just kidding. So, you know what? We're going to have time. I only have a few more questions, and if some people have some questions, I'm happy to take it from the studio audience, our congregation, that would be. Listen, has anyone ever had to hide, like, their Jewish identity? Anyone have a story of ever feeling like they couldn't wear a Jewish star or anything like that? Okay, that's good. So does anyone have, like, a personal experience of just what it's like being Jewish on campus? For 200.
Being Jewish on campus in Savannah, Georgia, was quite an experience because Savannah, Georgia is one of the oldest Jewish communities in America, but it's quite separate from the SCAD Jewish community. If we wanted to be a part of the wider Jewish community of Savannah, we would have to go to their events. They didn't really come to Chabad, they didn't really come to anything. And we don't have a SCAD Chabad, we have a Savannah Chabad that we go to. And even there still weren't many locals joining us. Now I'm in Atlanta for my junior year onward, and on campus there's almost none. There's no Jewish life. There is maybe 5 Jewish students I've met on the entire campus, and we text and we congregate to Georgia Tech or Emory or Kennesaw State University, and we move to those locations when we want to celebrate Jewish programming and when we want to have Jewish programming. But on campus, there really isn't much.
Rachel, you had a story. I think you should tell your story quickly.
So back right around the high holidays, it was a few shots before, and there's a synagogue in Evansville, really small. But I had filled out all of the required steps to fill out before you go visit the synagogue, and I had done it in advance, had done it on time, but I didn't hear back. I went anyways to see, hey, what's gonna happen? I would have heard back if they didn't want me there, so I went, and they said I couldn't come, and it was a mistake by whoever was in charge of organizing that list of who could feed it, and they apologized, it was fine. And then I went back next week because I couldn't add it to the list, and they apologized profusely, and so then I went back again for high holy days, and I actually ran into the director of the honors program at UD, which was really cool, because I had been wondering, oh, how am I going to get these absences excused, because I'm not in class right now. And she said if I had ever had any problems getting any absences excused, I could just attach her to an email, and she would take care of it, which was really nice.
So I'm taken with the fact that people had to register in advance, and even though she tried to do that, was still unable to enter the synagogue at the time. All right, my last question, then I'm going to turn it over to these beautiful people on the other side. Oh, you have something? Go ahead. Go in birth order.
I'll go ahead. I don't know how it is elsewhere, but at least in Missouri, it kind of feels like there's an assumption that you are Christian until proven otherwise. There's definitely, I don't know if y'all have, but there's that time of year when people camp on the street corners and trying to hand out Bibles and whatnot, and I'm not trying to hide that I'm Jewish, and I also send Jesus to make them leave me alone. And I say it, they kind of pause and look at me, and they're like, oh, would you like to learn about Jesus? And I'm like, no, I'm going to go to class or whatever. And then outside of that, just like some of my friends that don't know I'm Jewish, or my boyfriend's family is all Christian, so some of them don't know I'm Jewish. And people find out, they're like, oh, you're Jewish, that's like so cool. Or if they're also Jewish, they're like, oh my gosh, that's so cool, another Jewish person. But there's kind of like, oh, you're not Christian.
Talking more so about the 2 big Jewish organizations on our campus, Mizzou Hillel and Mizzou Chabad. Especially after October 7th, they kind of, I want to say circled in, more so defining in-group and out-group, and if you were caught in the middle like me, not like checking every box 100%, you were essentially pushed out. Not like outright banned, they wouldn't go so far, but more so only really coming in to vulture off of some of their meals or get rides to Beth Shalom for the high holy days. But even while being pushed out to the outside, I was still able to progressively get more religious in my time and also meet with another friend of mine who also got pushed out when everybody circled up, and ironically, we're actually working together on the same club project, and we had no idea until I brought up that I was going to have to miss a meeting for Rosh Chodesh.
Okay, lightning round, and then maybe we'll take a few questions from the community here. Best and worst thing about being Jewish at your school? No particular order, go. Yeah.
With everything I did mention earlier, I will say Ohio State has, I mean, there's, in Nashville, there isn't, growing up, I didn't have the strongest or largest Jewish community, and it was pretty refreshing to go to a school where most of my world was Jewish, and I think the community is able to kind of rally together in a way that I've never seen before, and it's pretty tight-knit, and some of my best friends I've met through, like one of my best friends, in our school's mountaineering club, and so we connected through that, and through being Jewish, and we get to go to things together, so it's pretty cool to see how our community can really rally together in time of need and just in general.
Nice.
When I was still in the Savannah campus, while our Jewish community was very small, it was very powerful, very tight-knit, and a very great escape from any issues that we might be having on campus. It was a very important group to me, and it's still a very important group to me that I plan on going to visit soon. And in Atlanta, while our group is even smaller, and while we do have to go to other locations, our campus is on the same block as the Jewish Federation of Atlanta. And right across the street is one of the biggest synagogues in Atlanta. So we have very easy access to our organizations and to our Jewish life.
Awesome. Who else? Best and or worst thing? Gabe needs the mic.
The best thing I'd say is community. It's very different than here. My graduating class at MLK, I think, had either one or two other Jewish people out of a class of 250. But I'm surrounded by Jewish kids all around awake. Like, for Break the Fast, a friend's mom came down and had us over to the Airbnb. We had like a really big dinner. We've had Passover dinners together. It's just, the community's great.
Nice. All right, is anyone dying to ask this beautiful group of people a question? Okay, I'm coming. Dr. Robert Bow. Here we go, Bob.
Thank you, Rabbi. Is there a common theme or thread for those who've experienced it, or from those you know who have experienced this, about the accusations or concerns that are raised about Jews and Israel?
You want to ask it again? Sort of.
For those who've experienced it or know people who have, is there a common theme that people accuse the Jews in Israel of, or they have concerns about particular issues?
People come at you with Israel or anything like that ever? All right, good.
They did on my Savannah campus, which is one of the big reasons they transferred to a different location. I haven't really been wearing my star necklace or my shirts or stuff like that on campus because I got a second chance to make a fresh start. And when I did it first time in Savannah during October 7th, I made it known that I was Jewish, and I made it very a big part of me. I became immediately on student boards. I became very big public speaker. I got guest speakers to come and talk on campus. And so people knew my name, and people used that against me. And it was a huge reason. There were not a lot of people on that campus who liked me, so I transferred to another one. And I've truly decided to not hide it, but not necessarily show it either.
Aside from like those preachers who come out with the huge list of everybody who's going to hell and they spout out all the things, aside from them in general, more so due to the circles that I run in and the folks that I'm with, stuff more so gets assumed that is incorrect about where I stand with things. And most people generally have the decency to, if you have an idea, keep your mouth shut. But there has been some problems in the past with people attempting to drag me into the framework that they think I should be in.
Anybody else? I'm coming all the way over there. I'll come back and get you. You'll get our last question. Here you go.
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you all for being here. This is a kind of a two-parter. The first part is, did you, like before October 7th, have friends, and then all of a sudden October 7th happened, and these people that you thought were your friends kind of changed their view of you, whether spoken or unspoken? So that's part one. And part two is, I saw a group on Facebook once, and they were like getting together at the Belcourt Theater showing a movie, and it was like A Land Like No Other, whatever the title is, but it was more of that anti-Zionist, anti-Israel viewpoint, and it was a bunch of Jews coming together. So have you guys here on kind of a, I'm thinking more of a Zionist panel, encountered any of these anti-Zionist Jews, and how have those relations been on campus?
I'm holding the mic, so I'll just go first. I would say to the first part of your question, no. But I will say a lot of, besides the Jewish circle that I run in, a lot of the circles that I run in at school are filled with people who are very, to be honest, pro-Palestine and very liberal, left-leaning individuals, and I haven't let that be a barrier in my friendships because I personally felt that it wasn't worth it to not be friends with these people who had kind of been such an important part of my college experience, and I think being friends with them, I've learned things, and we've been able to engage in dialogue, which is something that I haven't noticed a lot of people have been able to do, so I think that's pretty cool. I think I've been able to teach my friends some things too, and I think a big problem is there's just so much misinformation and a lack of knowledge, and I'll see a lot of these people who will say, oh, I'm not anti-Semitic, and then say something that's totally anti-Semitic, and they don't realize it, and so I think having patience and being able to kind of engage in those conversations has been really valuable for me personally. In terms of experiences with anti-Zionist Jews, I haven't really had a ton, but I know I was on Hillel Executive Board, and there is a Jewish Voice for Peace chapter at Ohio State, but I believe a lot of them are like grad students and PhD students, and I don't know if all of them are actually Jewish. And so I think for some of the people in Hillel who have been louder voices in all of this, they've had some maybe verbal and via social media conflicts with these anti-Zionist Jews, but I haven't seen a big presence of it on campus at all.
My college experience after October 7th dramatically changed because I went to SCAD knowing 30 people. That's it. I knew these people from programs beforehand, including some BBYO programs from Memphis. And I knew the rest of them from SCAD programs where we were there to meet each other, there to learn who our class members were and make friends before we were to start. We continued to talk throughout the summer. We continued to be really close friends to the point where at the beginning of the term, every year, my birthday is around the time of a big block party that SCAD throws for like opening the new year. And my freshman year happened to be on my birthday, and my friends knew that, and I didn't even tell them my birthday, and they came to celebrate me. On October 7th, all 30 of those people, including my 3 dorm mates, all unfriended me, all left me behind. And I couldn't transfer dorms, they were out of dorms, so I had to live with those 3 people the whole year. I had to see them inviting all 30 of those people into our dorm the whole year. And it was not a fun time for me. On the topic of the No Other Land movie, as well as other films of that nature, as well as films that are Zionist, such as October 8th, October 7th is another film. Those are 2 different film titles that have shown on campus. I go to an art school, so they're showing films all the time. Our school has their own theater. And all of those types of films are shown. All of those types of films have massive, massive audiences, and all of those types of films have protests.
All right, you know what? I think in the interest of time, Cam, go ahead, finish us off.
After October 7th, I essentially lost the community I was trying to work my way into. All but 6 of the, I want to say about 33, give or take some change, Jewish friends that I had left me. And it became much more politics-driven in relationships, and so it was very, very heartbreaking to essentially get ripped out of a quilt I had just sewn myself into. As for anti-Zionism on campus, I am the anti-Zionist. In general, the vast majority of Jews on campus are Zionists, but you won't really see that many large protests. It's more so what we refer to as table wars, where different boards will set up tables posting their own thing, and there have been some tussles in that, nothing physical. A chair did almost get thrown, but...
All right, we are approaching the hour, and I want to give these people a big round of applause and thank them for the insights they have shared. We here at Micah want nothing more than for you to go on and flourish and continue to learn and to continue to come back and celebrate and to share your thoughts and insights with us. You guys are done. You can go back and free to go. We're going to take a few moments to think about people in this community, others you may know of in other communities who are in need of a prayer for healing. I'm going to mention specifically by name Sherry Goldberg, and Joey Scott Poster, Deborah Brodsky and Dennis Good, Brian Green, Wendy Cohen, Florence Wittenstein, Francis Cutler-Hahn, Kim Keller, Eddie Sandberg, John Mitchell, Tobias Houghton, and Olivia Fogel. If there's any names I've neglected to mention or you'd like to say aloud, going to add the name Howard Abramovitz. We invite you, of course, to sing along once our musical team is set again to our Misha Beirach.
For the hurt of body and of soul, for the suffering and pain, as you healed the ones who came before, won't you heal us just the same? Refuat hanefesh v'haguf el na rifana. Rifa'enu Adonai, Refuah Shalema. Refuat hanefesh ve'haguf el na rifana. Rifa'enu Adonai, Refuah Shalema. For the hurt of body and of soul, for our suffering and pain, as you heal the ones who came just the same.
It's here at the end of our service that we think about those people we wish to honor through memory. We recall on the anniversaries of their deaths Frankie Cooper, Ron Aben, Robert Barnett, Kathy Bernard, Stephen Harold Biller, Roberta Blatt, Minnie Brenner, Louis David Cotton, Marcia Cohen, Betty Copenhagen, Bess Fix, Helene Friedman, Jack Goldstein, Kevin Hunter, Rose Hyatt, Sylvia Hyatt, Mary Israel, Dora Kantowitz, Arch Ketcher, Elizabeth Lazar, Fan Liff, Alvin Hilliard, Meyer, Dora Schreibman, Larry Silver, Overton Thompson, and Mary K. Zimmerman. We also recall the recent passings of Jean Holland Foxman, Valerie Herson, William Bill Schreibman, Owen Michael Taylor, Linda Holderin, Richard Shear, Levi Weinstein. Continue to mourn for Roberta Luttrell, Mark Stern, Kevin Paul Duke, Jean Harriet Eisenberg, Annette Schaefer Eskin, Randy Bellows, Joel Berlatsky, Elise May Matlock, Alexander Jacob Gross, Melvin Goldman, Jack Friedman, Lindsay Chappell, David Grodsky, Jeff Margolis, Shirley Fair, Rusty King, Ann Evans, Don Luis Senzori, Greta Glick, Robert Oglander, Julio Ernesto Mejia Perez, Charlene Estrin, Richard Hiller, Brian Hitchcock, Rabbi Micah Ellenson, Richard Heller, Leslie Susan Winner, Ethel Ress, Mark Hiller, and Craig Smith. If there's any names I've neglected to mention you'd like to say aloud. I invite you to rise one final time for Kadisha Tom, our mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei rabbah, be'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlik malchutei, b'chayachon uv'yomachon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevarach la'olam olmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shemei d'kudasha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nekamata, damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlomo rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav u'yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. We ask that the source of peace send peace to all people who are mourning and comfort to anyone who may feel bereaved. We say one final time together.
Amen.
A Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikrayei kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim Kivanu v'acharta v'yotanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-shabbat l'chaim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz B'tei avon. Oh, say shalom. What's my key? Ooh, yeah, I don't know what we are singing. Ooh, yeah, say shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. And
the Opry, Jerry?
That was funny.
The Ryman is calling my name. Thank you, guys. Thank you both. Thank you both.